I read that it is permissible for pregnant women and breastfeeding mothers not to fast, and that they could feed the poor and do not have to make up their missed days. How true is that?
As far as for a lady who's pregnant or who's breastfeeding, how should she make up for a fast? The views are divided. There are two groups of scholars. One group of scholars, they say that she need not make up for the fast. Only thing she has to give is the feeding of one poor person for every fast she has missed, based on the verse of the Quran of Surah Baqarah chapter 2, verse number 184, that if you find it difficult to fast, then feed one indigent person. And according to the hadith of Ibn Abbas, it's mentioned in Sunan Abu Dawud, volume number 2, in the book of fasting, hadith number 2311. When Ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him, he gives commentary of this verse of Surah Baqarah chapter 2, verse 184. He says this is meant for people who are very old man or old woman, or people who are continuously sick and there's no chance of them to become healthy. And he also adds that this refers to breastfeeding mothers and pregnant women. But according to Sheikh Albani, this hadith is daif. It's a weak hadith. But there is another hadith which is there in Dar Qutni, where Ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him, he says to a concubine that because you're pregnant, you need not keep the fast again. You only have to give fidya, that is, feed one poor person for every fast you have missed. Talking to a concubine who had missed a fast. So based on this group of scholars say that you need not make up for the fast, you only give fidya, feed one indigent poor person for every fast you have missed. But the other group of scholars, what they say, that this verse of the Quran, Surah Baqarah chapter 2, verse 184, does not fall in the category of breastfeeding women and pregnant women. Rather, the next verse, Surah Baqarah chapter 2, verse number 185, which says that fast in the month of Ramadan, but if any of you is sick or on a journey, then you should make up the fast later on. So what this group of scholars say, which is also the call of Hazrat Ali, may Allah be pleased with him, that a breastfeeding woman and a pregnant woman fall in this category. They fall in the category of a person who's sick. You know, it may be, if she fasts, it may be dangerous for her life, or if she fasts, it may be dangerous for the life of the baby. So they say the breastfeeding woman and the pregnant woman are more closer to the people who are sick. Therefore, they have to make up the fast, because the verse of Surah Baqarah chapter 2, verse 185 says that fast in the month of Ramadan, but if you're ill or if you're on a journey, you have to make up for the fast later on from the other days. So this is a more correct ruling. However, there's another third group of people, what they say, that if she has to fast because her life is in danger, then she has to make up for the fast later on from the other days. But if she has broken the fast because the life of the child is in danger, then besides making up for the fast later on, she also has to give fidya. She has to feed one poor person. But the more authentic ruling is the second ruling, that if a breastfeeding woman or a pregnant woman, if she misses any fast or she breaks any fast, only thing she has to do is make up for the fast later on. This is more correct view as compared to all the views available, which is also followed by Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, when Abu Dawud, may Allah have mercy on them, asked Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal that what should a breastfeeding woman do or a pregnant woman do if she misses a fast. So he replied that she need not feed anyone, but she has to make up for the fast later on from the other days.